Today marks 100 days since protesters began camping outside of a Vancouver construction site. Musqueam Nation says they're merely protecting an ancient burial ground. And as APTN's Tina House reports, they're prepared to stay as long as it takes until they can take back ownership of the land.
Once again, Musqueam protesters took to the streets. For the third time in 6 months, they are blocking traffic on Granville Street and are making their message loud and clear.
We won't let anything happen down here, any more destruction of our ancient burial site or old village site here.
For 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, these protesters have been occupying the site where once an ancient village stood called Cessnoom. All that remains is a plot of land surrounded by a fence. Although this property had been deemed a historical site, the City of Vancouver granted permits to Century Group developers to begin digging and preparing for a condo development. Shortly afterward, human remains were unearthed and an archaeology crew were called in. In late June, it looked as if the encampment was nearing an end when the permits were set to expire for the property owner. However, the City of Vancouver granted an extension.
The only thing that's keeping them from digging on this property is our presence here. They did try to dig one time when we were here, and we all came in and went behind the fence, so it was quite a heated situation.
Despite numerous requests with the property owner to buy the land back or trade for another piece of property close by, there hasn't been any deals as of yet, according to Musqueam Chief Ernie Campbell.
The province in my band office was telling me that they're questioning why we're still here. We have a deal. We do not have a deal. And I said, we'll be here until the deal is made, until they're relocated. As long as we have to be here, you know, we will. And so that's why we're here. We're not going to go away until this issue is resolved.
However, according to Cecilia Point, there is a tub containing human remains sitting in a trailer on the property, and the owner refuses to turn it over to them so they can have a proper burial.
We're getting very angry. I think the government and the developer think they're going to wear us out by keeping us here, you know, 100+ days. But instead, the community is coming together, and we're getting stronger.
Grand Chief of the Union of BC Indian Chiefs, Stuart Phillip, says it's time the BC government stopped campaigning and stepped in to ease the situation.
Obviously, the Premier Clark has been obsessed with photo ops and electioneering activities ever since she assumed the leadership of the BC Liberal Party, and it's hamstringing the provincial government efforts to substantively commit to negotiating a resolution of this. So I say, quite frankly, to Premier Clark, you know, get off your butt and stop posing around for the cameras and do your job.
So with no deal in sight, it looks like the protesters are here to stay for a while. Tina House, APTN National News, Vancouver.